Yes lads, how you all doing? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today, boys and girls, I'm going to bring you guys the Leicester versus Manchester City match preview. So then, boys and girls, the long and boring international break, it is finally over. Of course, the Premier League thought, 3 games into the season, let's just put an international break in. But yeah, boys, the Mighty Foxes are back in action tomorrow as we host the Premier League champions of Manchester City at the King Power Stadium. Last time out for Leicester, of course, we beat Norwich City 2-1 away from home as we bounce back to winning ways after the poor result to West Ham United a week before. And for Manchester City, they picked up a 5-0 victory over Banter FC themselves, Arsenal. The two sides come together this Saturday at the King Power Stadium in the 4th game of the new Premier League season, and it should be a pretty decent game. So that being said, and without further ado, boys and girls, let's get straight into today's video. Let's talk Leicester and Manchester City, and let's get straight into the match preview. Right then lads, so starting things off, let's get into my thoughts heading into tomorrow's game. So yeah, first of all, obviously, it's Manchester City, so it's going to be a pretty difficult game tomorrow to say the least. And of course, Manchester City have just scored 10 goals in the last 2 games against Arsenal and Norwich, both at home, keeping a clean sheet in both of those games as well. However, Leicester do have a pretty decent record against Pep Guardiola's side, to say the least. Of course, you already beat City so far this season in the 1-0 victory in the Community Shield final, and of course, last season, we smashed them 5-2 at their place. So yeah lads, there's definitely a chance that Leicester can get a decent result out of tomorrow's game. But if Leicester do want to get something out of tomorrow's game, you have to be on it from minute 1 to minute 90. No mistakes, I'm looking at you, Kagler Soyuncu. And pretty much the whole defence based on the last 2 performances, especially West Ham away. But yeah lads, like I just said, Leicester have to be on it from minute 1 to the 90th minute tomorrow if you want to get anything from the game at all. Because if Leicester make any mistakes defensively, Manchester City are going to be there to punish us. And for me, I can see Leicester trying to sit back tomorrow, soak up that pressure, and look to hit Manchester City on the counter-attack. So that being said, we have to be very, very clinical in front of goal and take our chances going forward. And that is exactly what happened in the 5-2 victory last season away from home at the Etihad. So more of the same please boys, 5-2 win, I'll definitely take that. A Vardy hat-trick, let's get it done. But I do think that Manchester City are definitely there for the taking tomorrow, and I do believe that Leicester can get a solid result out of the game. A point at home to Man City will not be a bad result at all. I think we can all agree that, Leicester have been pretty crap so far this season, and to get 6 points out of 9 so far is a very good record. The international breakers came in, it was boring, but it's probably the best thing for Leicester. We've got players coming back, and we can really attack this City game now, heading into a tough run of games. We've got Napoli on Thursday night as well, so yeah, it's a big period for Leicester, and let's try and start off with at least a point tomorrow against the reigning Premier League champions. So then lads, moving on, let's get into some interesting stats between the two sides heading into tomorrow's game. Manchester City are trying to claim a 3rd consecutive away league win against Leicester, a feat last accomplished as part of a run of 5 straight victories between 1934 and 1954. A very, very interesting stat there, boys, 1934. None of the last 11 league meetings between Leicester and Manchester City have been drawn, with the Foxes claiming 4 wins and Manchester City 7. Leicester have won 3 of the last 5 Premier League matches against reigning champions, including a 3-1 victory against Liverpool in February last season. Manchester City have lost 4 successive matches away from the Etihad Stadium, including defeats at neutral venues in last month's Community Shield and May's Champions League final. So there we go then, boys and girls, that is 4 interesting stats for you guys heading into tomorrow's game. So without further ado, let's come straight into my predicted lineup. So just before we get straight into my predicted lineup, as always, I'm going to hand it straight to you guys in the comment section down below. What side should Brendan Rodgers go to start tomorrow's game? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Here we have the latest team news for Leicester and heading into tomorrow's game after Brendan Rodgers' press conference on Thursday. Brendan Rodgers says previously injured players Ryan Bertrand will return to action for Leicester this weekend. They are still assessing Yannick Vestergaard and Johnny Evans. Most players are back available now. James Justin and Wesley Fofana are the only 2 out at the moment. And could we see Ademola Lookman make his Leicester City debut? Brendan Rodgers on whether he will compete with Barnes on the left. He can play in a number of positions. He can play in behind the strikers and also on the right hand side. So could we see Ademola Lookman make his Leicester debut tomorrow in that right hand side for the suspended Ayoze Perez? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, boys and girls. But yeah, it's now time to get into my predicted lineup for the game. So then, formation wise for me, I am going to stick with the 4-3-3 formation, which Leicester have gone with all league games so far this season. But, you know, it is Man City away from home, and I wouldn't be too surprised if Brendan Rodgers switches to a back 3/5 and brings in maybe Yannick Vestergaard or Johnny Evans, depending on fitness. But for me, I only go with the flat 4-3-3 formation. Of course, that is very interchangeable going forward. Starting things off then in goal, of course, we'll be going with Kasper Schmeichel. Of course, he was out on international duty with Denmark. He did pretty well there, kept a clean sheet in all of his games. Obviously, so far this season, Kasper has probably been one of our best players here. Schmeichel, of course, in goal for tomorrow. Moving into the back four then, boys and girls. Yeah, starting at right back, we'll be going with Ricardo Pereira. Of course, it was an injury concern from his game against Norwich where he had to come off, but I've seen him in training. He said on Instagram that is all fine, so I imagine Ricardo can start tomorrow's game. You know, Ricky P has probably been one of our best players so far this season. Centre-back pairing then, I'll be going with Daniel Amartey as the first centre-back. Been pretty good so far this season for me. Deserves to start. Alongside him, we'll be going with Kagula Soyuncu now. Soyuncu, yeah, it's been a bit dodgy, hasn't he, this season? Obviously, he's West Ham, yes, I'll speak like that. Norwich gave a penalty away. Also gave a penalty away for Turkey and also got sent off. So it's not looking good for Soyuncu, but we don't really have any other options. Yeah, Soyuncu and Amartey, centre-back pairing. And left back, I'll be going with Ryan Bertrand to come in for his first Premier League start. Of course, we would have expected him to start against Wolves in the games, but he has been ill. So I think Ryan Bertrand is now fully fit, and I think he'll come into the side for Luke Thomas. Moving into the midfield three then, boys and girls, this will be unchanged from Norwich City, in my opinion. Starting off then in the holding role, we'll be going with Wilfred Ndidi. This man will be absolutely key in this game, break up the play, trying to stop City from going forward. He can turn the ball over and set Leicester under counter. And the man who can play his balls in behind is his star man, box-to-box midfielder, Yuri Tillemans. Of course, he was on international duty with Belgium. He'll be fully fit for the game, so hopefully Yuri can have a solid game in there. He'll be absolutely key. And also will be James Maddison. He's been very quiet so far this season, but this could be the game of Maddison. Has good performance and now pushes on for the rest of the season. Hopefully that is the case here, boys. Midfield three, and Ndidi, Tillemans and James Maddison. And finally then, moving into the front three for tomorrow's game. Starting off then on the left hand side, I'll be going with Harvey Barnes. Obviously against Norwich wasn't really great because he had 2 weeks of preparation now, 2 weeks to get more fit. So hopefully Harvey Barnes can have a solid game back at the King Power against Manchester City on the weekend. And on the right hand side, I'll be going with Ademola Lookman to make his Leicester debut. We could potentially see Albright come in because of Ricardo go there. Castagne drop into right back for me. I'm going to go with Lookman to make his first Leicester start. He's had 2 weeks to get used to the things, how we play. So I think, you know, Lookman will start, of course, up top. The main man, Jamie Vardy, of course, 2 goals so far this season. Scored a good goal against Norwich. Loves a goal against City. So yeah, hopefully Vardy can have a solid game and hopefully get a few goals. So there we go then, boys and girls. That's then for my predicted lineup then for tomorrow's game. As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions on that in the comment section down below. Right then, moving things on then, boys and girls, it is now time for the Manchester City side of things heading into tomorrow's game. This week on the channel, we've got Louis from the channel Louis11 and Taught MCFC on Instagram. It's a very good Instagram page. I recommend you go follow that, boys, and also make sure you subscribe to his channel. Link will be in the description down below. But yeah, Louis is going to come on the channel and say, quickly talk to you guys about how Manchester City are looking heading into tomorrow's game. So yeah, Louis, mate, take it away.
Alright guys, Louis11 here, Talk MCFC from Instagram. Josh has kindly asked me onto the channel to talk about the game on the weekend, Man City v Leicester City. The first question he's asked me is my thoughts so far on City this season. And I'm genuinely happy, really. I mean, obviously there was a blip against Spurs where we lost 1-0, but in fairness to Spurs, 3-1-0 wins. They're looking like a strong side, good defensively. A little bit boring at times, but they're getting the jobs done, so that's not too much of a worry because it was our first game back, getting into speed as a swing of things and everything like that. But then after that, you can't fault us at all. 10 goals in 2 games, 2 5-0 wins. It's been insane, really. Jesus looking insane, but obviously there's this issue with Brazil and the FA saying, the Brazilian FA in talks with FIFA saying they can't come back because of COVID regulations. So that could be an issue. But we're looking strong. I'm happy with how we started, and we can just kick on from now on. Another title charging bound, hopefully. So next, my predicted lineup for the game. It's a bit of a weird one with the keeper situation. I'm sure you've seen on social media with, like I mentioned with Jesus, all these Brazilian players not being able to play as it stands. I mean, this could all change. So I'm going to go with Carson in goal because Stefan has also tested positive and he's quarantining, so he can't play either. So I'm going to have to go with Carson in goal. Big up Scotty Carson. the GOAT's in goal. But obviously, if Edison is able to play and they change it, Edison obviously. Then in terms of the back line, I'm going to go with Walker on the right-hand side, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo. That's what we've had so far. It's been a strong defence, no reason to change it. Obviously, Stones and Zinchenko could both come in. Like, predicting City's lineup is impossible sometimes, but hopefully I'll be close. Holding midfield, I'm going with Rodri. He looks pretty good. He was good against Arsenal, so I think he'll play again. Then just in front of him, I'm going to go with Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. Those two looking good. Bernardo, underrated for the stuff he does. He doesn't necessarily get the numbers, the goals and the assists, but he's so vital to the team. The work rate, the energy, just keeps on going. No De Bruyne or Foden. Well, they're back in training. This is the first time they've been back in training this season, both of them. But I think it's too early for them to start because they only trained Tuesday, Wednesday. So yeah, I think it'll be too soon. So those two in midfield. And in the front three, I would have put Jesus nailed on start. Probably the first name on the team sheet, if I'm honest, for the form he's in. But obviously, Brazil, FA, whatever. But obviously that changes as well. I think he'll start. However, seeing as though that's the case as the time being, Mahrez on the right, gets his old curb. Hope he can do a thing or two. Grealish on the left, very good start to life at City. And then Ferran Torres up top, looking like a really good number 9. Maybe we don't even need a striker. We've got Ferran Torres. So yeah, that's my predicted lineup. Very hard to predict the City team, like I said, but hopefully that's quite close. Right, lastly, my score prediction for the game. I'm going to go with 2-1 for Manchester City. I think it'll be a tight game, especially if we have this keeper situation. It'll be, you know, Vardy could get a few goals. I want to back Scotty Carson, you know, but, you know, he's 36, championship keeper really, so could be a bit of an issue. But the rest of the team's strong. Leicester, another good side though. Like, Leicester, very good side. So it could, you know, it could go either way, to be honest. But I think we'll just about edge it, 2-1 win. Hopefully a good game. And yeah, cheers for having me on, Josh.
There we go then, boys and girls. That is it then for the Manchester City side of things heading into tomorrow's game. Like I said, a big thanks for Louis for coming on the channel today. Go and follow all of his socials. Links there will be in the description down below. But yeah, boys, let's get into my score prediction for tomorrow's game. But just before we do that, boys and girls, as always, I'm going to hand it straight to you guys in the comment section down below. Score predictions for the game. Let me know in the comment section down below. For me, I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with a Leicester 1, Manchester City 1. Yes, hasn't been a draw in this game for the past 10 meetings or so, but I think that record will be broken and I think the points will be shared at the King Power on Saturday. Goal scorer wise for Leicester, I'm going to go with Harvey Barnes scoring for City, and we're going with Riyad Mahrez to score if he does start. You always seem to score against Leicester, so yeah. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw tomorrow, boys. For me, I'll definitely take that. Like I said, as always, let me know your score predictions in the comment section down below. So boys and girls, that's it for today's video. Of course, in today's video, I brought you guys the Leicester versus Manchester City match preview. Of course, we went through my general thoughts, the stats, predicted lineup, City side of things, and just then my score prediction. If you guys have enjoyed today's video, let me know by dropping a like, subscribe as well to the channel. If you guys haven't already, most importantly, let me know your thoughts and opinions heading into tomorrow's game in the comment section down below. Matchday vlogs are also back tomorrow. I will be attending the game. I'll also be going to Napoli on Thursday night. So yeah, boys, lots of content coming. The international break, it is over. We are back, and yeah, lads, I'm in SPORTSA, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video. Peace, guys.